Last November, Commissioners, I came before you proposing a pharmacy contract with Dono Pharmacy, owned and operated by Premier Pharmacies out of Marcus Hook, Pennsylvania. Since then, Dono Pharmacy has closed, and which makes our contract with them null and void, which prompted a search for a new pharmacy provider for inmate services as far as inmate medication, inmate dispensing. In the interim, I met with three interested parties, one being WellSpan Good Samaritan Hospital, the other one the Medicine Shop, one of their franchises located in Lebanon on Cumberland Street, and Hershey Care Pharmacies located in Hershey, Pennsylvania, owned and operated by Mr. Charles Cray. As a result of those meetings, as a result of negotiations, I'm proposing to the County Commissioners that we enter into contract with Hershey Care Pharmacies for a number of reasons. Number one, it's a business that's been in operation for over 40 years. Charles Cray is also the pharmacist and the CEO. He knows the area well. He also has contracts with other residential facilities within the county. He has a proven track record in dispensing services throughout the county. And the most interesting thing that I really was attracted to, and I'm sure you will be as well, he provides a robotic technology that Dono Pharmacy had been offering. The only difference is Dono Pharmacy would lease the robotic technology to us, and Mr. Cray owns his own technology, so we will not be entering into any lease. The technology will be used without the expense of a lease to the county, which I found very, very attractive.
So we got lucky.
Yes, we got very lucky. Based upon these interviews and based upon previously the reasons I explained going into contract with Dono, meaning liability to the county, accountability of medications, the technology that's being provided as far as prepackaged medication indicating the inmate's name, date of birth, etc., and being dispensed by our medical department instead of being poured by the medical department. I'm recommending that we go into contract with Hershey Care Pharmacies. Now, to date, the solicitor has reviewed the contract, and he has initially reviewed it. He'd like to take a look at it again, but he has intimated to me that there's nothing glaring. He was much more impressed with Hershey Care's contract as opposed to Premier's. He had to spend significant time on that, but he sees no issues. But I'm requesting that the Commissioners approve it pending the approval of the solicitor, and that we move forward so we can provide this technology to the inmate population.
I'll move to approve the contract with Hershey.
I'll second it. I do have one or two questions.
Okay.
I didn't get through the whole contract, so any other questions I have I can give to the solicitor. But number one on this first page talks about the holder of the nursing facility license. And it's not a nursing facility. Does that need corrected?
This is a sample contract. Anything that needs to be amended is going to be amended.
Right.
This will not be the exact. This is an example of the contract that they have.
I did not realize that. Okay. And then the equipment that they're going to be giving to the facility,
they're not going to be providing any equipment. They use it on site, just as Dono did. Dono had equipment that they were actually leasing, and we would offset the lease, meaning the medication dispensing machine, there will be all the medications being delivered to the facility. It'll be pre-packaged, it'll be packaged by the pharmacist and his approved assistants on site at Hershey Care and delivered. There's going to be, we can itemize how much we want delivered. They'll do 3, 7, 14 days. We're still in the operational phases of discussing. I'm actually recommending that we get a week's worth of medication because of just the inherent nature of prison environment, and especially dispensing it to the inmate population, so we have it on site. Anything that's packaged prior to actually issuing to the inmate, it's all heat sealed and it's done on site at the pharmacy. Their technology is on site. They own their technology. There will be no other no other technology put in place at the prison, only to assist the actual prescribing of the medication that they may want to put in place, but it'll be at their expense and not our expense.
The equipment that the lease refers to is carts and things of that nature. So
Yeah,
they're not-
that would be provided by them. You know, they're secured medication carts.
Is the equipment that's delivered to the site new or used? Because they're saying we're responsible for,
It'll be new.
it'll be new.
Yeah, it'll be
Okay.
new.
All right, and then if someone dies, gets released, whatever, what is the process? Do they accept returns? Do we get credits?
Yeah, a lot of that will be itemized. Anything unused can be returned. That was one of the points that was negotiated with Dono and has been negotiated with Hershey Care. Anything that needs to be reimbursed as far as anything that's packaged in advance, if it's not dispensed, it can be returned.
Okay. Those are the questions I have to date, so thank you.
You're welcome.
The other advantage is that we don't have to have the inventory on our own dime.
Oh, well, yes, you know, we have a significant inventory right now, and we buy a lot of medication in bulk through Pharmaceutical. And a lot of that is not always being dispensed, and obviously it has a shelf life, so sometimes that isn't being used. So there's so many advantages to going with a pharmacy contract, the money that will save in that regard, not to mention the liability and the percentage of error being greatly reduced to virtually nothing is the things that are the most attractive points to this contract.
And I think also the fact that the nurses are able to concentrate on what they need to be doing.
Absolutely, yes. They spend 4 to 6 hours just pouring medication.
Right,
And now they
pharmacists, so.
correct, and they can do nursing duties.
Yes.
That also, you brought up something else that's a good question. Non-expired medications, will Hershey Care be able to utilize those for us, and how will we dispose of the expired?
Well, they will dispose of that for us, you know, through the proper channels.
Okay, and are they willing to use and credit us for any medications that we have already, or?
That, I don't know. That hasn't been discussed. If we've already paid for the medication, I don't think
They're not sealed or anything.
No,
so that
no.
would be-
A lot of the medication they deal with is sealed. I mean, it certainly can be discussed, Commissioner. I'm not going to rule that's off the table, and we can certainly bring that to our attention. But the answer to your question right now is, I don't know. I don't know.
But that'd be meds that they didn't acquire, that we would.
That's correct.
We're talking about
That's
what we
right.
have on hand.
Right,
at
to
this
use
point.
up our existing inventory that's not expired. I mean, it would seem like a waste maybe to throw them out. Even if he has to charge a handling fee, it should be cheaper than buying the medicine as well.
You can certainly explore it. I can certainly mention it to them.
Right, any other questions? Gore, do you have any questions before we vote on this? No. All right, the motion is to accept the contract presented by Hershey Pharmacy,
Hershey Care.
Hershey Care, and pending final review by our solicitor.
That's correct.
All those in favor of the motion indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? So ordered, Warden.
Okay, thank you, Commissioner. Appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Thank you. I know, now get out.